Hello, my name is Jew. This is Hineni WorldWide. And today we're going to talk about calling. So, I had mentioned that calling's identity and purpose, they're all sort of tied together, but they're not exactly the same thing. And as far as calling goes, the Lord can give you a calling, right? And for myself, if I talk about myself, I feel that it's my job, my kingdom job, right? To make worship music. But I don't think I have like a very good voice. I'm very self-conscious about it. And a lot of the time my sister's my best friend, she'll say like, "Oh, I think you have, a wonderful voice, this, that, whatever." And, sometimes it's the push that I need to, or not push, but like encouragement to go and do the thing I feel like God is telling me to do. So as far as callings go, if you feel like God has put something on your heart, like this is Hineni WorldWide. This is something that I was tossing and turning one night. And as I was just kind of like laying in bed, I couldn't fall asleep. And I kind of just found myself feeling like there was like this pressing thing inside of me. And so I said to the Lord, I was kind of just like, all right, God, like it's about to be like 1:30 in the morning or something like that. I got to go work in the morning. And I was just like, if there's anything that you're trying to, tell me that I'm not getting it. And I was like, please, just tell me, like, what is it? And it came out of nowhere. It was just Hineni WorldWide. And I was just like, okay, I know what Hineni means. And I was just like, as I was like, okay, because I don't know for any believers who are listening, like if you kind of like test the Lord like this, like, just to see if it was him speaking or if it was just like your thoughts, and I went and I was like, let me see if this is even available as like a URL, like a web page, and it was. Then I was like, well, let me see if it's available, in YouTube, and it was. And then I was like, what? It's like all the different Hineni WorldWides were available on all these different platforms. It's about making the content now to put it on there. But the fact of the matter was that I found myself in a place like, okay, so what do you want me to do? And I prayed on it, and I fasted on it, and I just waited for the Lord to really put the right thing together, because I knew it's sort of like, if you're a kid and it's just like, I want to become a vet, you don't understand all the things that it entails. And I knew that I didn't understand all of the things of what Hineni WorldWide was to entail. And a lot of the times I wait for him to give me the topics, and I write them out in advance and I pray about it, and I study and I wait to see like, what is the Lord trying to tell me to say or anything like that. And that's what I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be encouraging people, and I'm supposed to be creating worship music. That's what I feel like my kingdom job is. For you, your kingdom job, the Lord might put it on your heart, to feed the poor or start a prison ministry, or if you're a guy, maybe, to be a pastor or something like that, to be some form of a leader or something. Our callings can all be different, because Paul says in the Bible that we're all separate parts of the body. We don't all have the same function. We have all the same purpose, but we don't all have the same function. So in that, I feel like this is what my function is. My function is encouragement, upliftment, because I believe that if you believe that God can do it, then you'll do it. And one thing I thought about the other day is about faith. right? Faith that God will do the things we need him to do, in order for us to be able to walk out what he, desires for us to do. So one of those things that I feel like is understanding the type of expectation we're to have towards God in relation to our calling. You know what I mean? So for what I do, I need technology gear. I'm doing this off of an iPad. But it was all without, like much funding. So it's like, God, how? Like I need equipment. I need stuff, to make music. I need stuff to, it doesn't have to be the best of the best, but I needed more than what I had, and God provided. So I say that, in that kind of conversation where it's like, I have this thing that I really feel like I want God to help me with or help me do. And I feel like he called me to this, but I just don't know how and everything. And I would say, think about it this way. Consider expectation from as the feeling I'm what I'm going to say. So think about when you go to the gas station and you walk into the teller and, the gas station attendant, you give him $20 and you're sure you're on pump 4, you gave him $20 and you're even like busy, you're on your phone, you're doing whatever, you're half-minded about it even. And you get back to the car and you push the button, you're trying to pump the gas and you're like, there's no gas coming out. There's no gas. And you're just like, you're on the phone, you're bothered even. You look back at the attendant, it's like, hey, like the gas and the thing. And what happened? You had full expectation. You gave the $20 to this attendant, right? Because this is where you get gas. When you come here, you give him $20 and you're supposed to say pump 4 and come back to your car, or you're supposed to, put your card in, whatever. Either way, this transaction, out of this transaction, you're supposed to be getting gas for your vehicle. That's what's supposed to happen. When that doesn't happen, you're ready to, okay, well, I'm going to go to another gas station, or I'm going to go do this, or I'm going to do that. That's a lot of how expectation with God is, right? Because like I said, he's a transactional God. Well, I said it in a different video, but God is a transactional God. You give me this, I'll give you that. You give me this, I'll give you that. Right? So in one part of the Bible, he says, if you diligently seek me, I will give you the desires of your heart. So he says diligently, but diligence is diligence. You can't fake the funk with God. But as it comes to that conversation with the gas station attendant, it's like that. God is the attendant, right? So we come in, we have this currency, faith, and we come in and here's my faith. And we expect what? To get the Holy Spirit out of that. I'm going to put my faith in you. I'm going to get something back. I'm going to get comfort. I'm going to get assurity. I'm going to get wisdom. This is a transactional thing. Now it comes in the form of the Holy Spirit. So it's that kind of expectation that we're supposed to have towards God in order to receive anything from him, because that's why it says in the Bible that you ask and you ask amiss, and because you want to consume it on your lust. So you ask and you don't receive, right? Or it also says, I think in the same passage, don't ask being double-minded, because that person shouldn't expect to receive anything from God, because you're unstable in your ways is what it's saying. So my encouragement to you is, if you know that God has put it on your heart that, XYZ is the thing that you should be doing for the kingdom, expect that when you pray, he will give you the wisdom how to do it. Expect that he will give you the funds how to do it. Expect that he will give you the gear necessary to do it. Expect it of him. That same expectation that a green, piece of paper and a human gave you at the gas pump, God is almighty. Expect in him to that degree and then some. And you'll see real things happen in your life. And to the non-believer watching this, if you have, this is available to you too. This isn't just, some special thing. I'm, this special person that kind of just, I get, God listens to me. It's available for all of us. If anyone told you otherwise, the truth is not in them. They don't know what they're talking about. It's available for everyone. You can go to God yourself. You don't need an in-between. You don't need a pope. You don't need a rabbi. You don't need a pastor. You don't need that person to be your in-between between you and God. I'm not saying that people can't, what's the word? Counsel. I'm not saying that people can't counsel. And I'm not saying that people can't pray for you either, and that wisdom comes in a multitude of counselors, the Bible said. However, I'm saying that intimacy, that one-on-one between you and God, he prefers to have that with just you. And then anything that anyone else tells you, you filter it through him. It's supposed to be like someone comes in my life and says, Drew, I feel like your calling is, I don't know, taming horses. I have no idea. And it's just like, that's what I really feel like, like you should be ministering to cowboys in Iowa. I have no idea, right? But like if someone were to say something outlandish to me like that, my job is to take that and take it to the Lord, to say to him, Lord, this person told me this, this, and this, to pray about it and wait for a response, not to, jump off the nearest cliff and fly a plane to Iowa. So I hope that made sense. Anyway, I pray that you're encouraged to walk in your calling, that you expect to see God. I pray that that he give you the faith to move mountains in your life, that you'd have the faith of a mustard seed, which is all that's necessary, and that all the mountains in your life would find themselves removed, that you're able to walk the path that Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah, has for you.